What's going on, YouTube? Another knife review for you. This is of the Spyderco Lum Chinese with the Nishijin scales. So this is, from what I'm understanding, a glass carbon fiber blade. I mean, just like you can see how it's just shimmering in this light here. Just a beautiful pattern. You know what they call this basket weave patterning. It's just screwing up the light because it's reflecting back into the lens here. So as I hold it like that, you can really see just the beautiful pattern of this knife. I traded off my large Lum Chinese for this knife, and I'm really glad I did. I never once carried the large Chinese because of the profile of the blade. It was like this or something, and it would take up so much real estate, even though it was really thin. It took up a lot of real estate in the pocket because it was so wide. And so this one came up on the forums, and so I traded for that. And it's definitely a much smaller blade than the large Lum Chinese. Here set up against the Strider SJ75, the Lucas Burnley Quaken, custom Quaken, Sage 1, with carbon fiber and the Michael Walker liner lock. When you look at the profiles of these two knives, very similar, but once they're open, they're definitely very different. And then again, of course, large Sebenza micarta. You opened up, you got this leaf shaped blade, just typical, very reminiscent and of Bob Lum's design. I really wish Bob Lum was still alive because I really like his style of blades. I like what he brought to the table. His Lum Tonto, I think, was just such a beautiful blade. It's the 760 from Benchmade. It's one of the first higher end knives that I got, and to this day I've kept it. I hate the fact that it's a tip down carry, but I love the beauty and aesthetics of that knife. And if I could ever get the full custom Lum, you know, that has that style blade, I think I would really go for that blade. But anyway, and against all these other blades, I pulled out the Burnley here and the Sage, mainly due to the carbon fiber, so you can see the contrast. This is kind of the weave pattern carbon fiber with the texture. This, you have the lightning strike carbon fiber on the Burnley, so you can see how it compares against, this is just beautiful, but how it does compare to this Japanese Nishijin style carbon fiber, glass fiber, if you will. When I got this knife, I was just so surprised. One, surprised at how small it is. You know, cutting edge is less than 3 inches. Full blade length is about, according to Spyderco's site, 3.156 inches. So it's slightly longer than the Sage, but for all intents and purposes, it's, you know, really not that much bigger. Classic Lum Chinese style is just this, you know, long just line, sweeping line in the handle, and there's no jimping at all. Oh, actually, there's jimping on the liner lock side, so it's pretty grippy actually. But you know, as you're gripping down, I don't know how much it's going to prevent. I guess it kind of does prevent your hand from sliding pretty well actually. But up here is definitely very smooth. No blade play or anything like that, but so yeah, I mean it is really comfortable compared to the Sage, where you've got a choil, a front choil, top jimping, bottom jimping on this half choil here. It just allows for more grips, you know, on the Sage. I just saw on the forums some dude on the, you know, he was posting like, what's the big deal about the Sage? You know, the Sage series is an awesome series. You know, one, it honors all these different knife designers, but you know, ergonomics of the Sage is pretty fantastic. You know, and compared to the Chinese, you know, it's one grip here, and whether it's the aluminum handles or whether it's this glass, I mean, it's just really smooth. So as a slicer and that kind of stuff, I think it would be just fine as an EDC and that kind of stuff. But anything above that, you know, as a hard use, I mean, this again, this it's not a hard use. It's not a tactical knife. It's just it's eye candy, is what it is. It's a good formal knife, gentleman's knife. I guess that's what it is for sure. This knife slides into your pocket. This much sticks out, which is not too bad. You know, this glass fiber is not that. I guess it's not that obvious or conspicuous or whatever. And it sits so thin. I mean, just look how thin this this knife is. It's like way thinner than the Sage, for sure. You know, compared to all these different knives here, it's so thin. You know, the Burnley is awesome because the profile, you know, is so thin compared to the Lum Chinese. Even the Sebenza, you know, profile is much better. And then the SJ75, you know, for a Strider, it's small and it's thin, but you can see the differences here. Curve-wise and close-wise, it's pretty similar, but you know, again, Strider is much thicker. So you know, this just sits in the pocket so well, it absolutely just disappears completely in your pocket, and you just don't know it's there at all. You know, it's as inconspicuous as, say, a Dragonfly, or I guess the only one that I have that's more inconspicuous is my Three Sisters Forge CCT, because that one is deep carry and it's just tiny, you know, so it has absolutely like no footprint. So anyway, I like this a lot more than the Lum, or the large Lum Chinese, without a doubt. And as a formal carry, I think it would be great. I carry my Burnley as a formal carry for the most part. Every once in a while, the Strider SJ75. I really don't carry this too much though. This has taken up a lot of the, you know, church setting, formal settings, and that kind of stuff. But I think this would be a good knife as well. VG10 steel. It is very classic looking, you know, and that's what Bob Lum was all about. So the knives that he made were definitely very classy. So anyway, so that's my thoughts and review of the Lum Chinese. This again, the Nishijin glass fiber folder. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Alright, take care. Bye.